Hey everyone, welcome to the Reformed Podcast to some degree.
And I don't have my degree on me, but please know I still have the same degree I had last season.
Right.
But as you may have guessed, we have rebranded. We're two. We're a duo, not a trio.
Right.
All love to our former co-host who is just very busy doing things in the digital space. Literally.
Literally, yeah.
Literally. But rebrand does not mean a change in content. We are still the number one companion to
Number
the
one.
post-grad, the number one companion
Right.
to your navigation of the post-grad lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah, and for those of you who are new listeners here and maybe don't know us, I'm one of your hosts. I'm Brittany. I'm your resident STEM-focused innovator.
And I'm Jahari, your favorite of the co-hosts, and the resident
please.
and the resident BA of the duo. That is Bachelor of Arts.
Right. Yeah. So I have a BS degree. Just as a reminder, I'm no longer in the minority. That's all I know.
Right.
So I guess let's jump into some updates about the podcast. As you know, last season we were not a visual podcast, and now we are. But yeah,
Thanks to you.
Yes, thanks to me.
If it was up to me, all you would hear was my voice.
Right. But I think just overall with conversations with each other, we wanted to bring you guys some different media across platforms and kind of change the way that you consume our content.
Yes.
But yeah,
Unfortunately, this will not be able to go on TikTok. Yeah, I think it's still getting banned. So.
Oh wow, really?
I don't know. I don't know if by the time this releases, if TikTok will still be available in the United States.
That is fair too. Yeah. I think we'll try to put some little funny clips and stuff too.
Right.
But that might be a YouTube thing, Instagram.
Right. I'm gonna say we all need to go back to the old trusty YouTube.
Right.
Yes.
But yeah, I guess we can jump into some thing that you
Updates.
guys are probably all waiting for, our personal and professional life updates. I know it's been a year since we kind of had some content, but
yes.
we during the
We're
rebrand,
busy.
yeah, we're busy.
We're
Honestly,
busy.
we've been trying to get into that panel, South by
Yes.
Southwest as well, and
Yes.
yeah,
When we're recording this, we still have no news on that.
right.
We
Well,
still have
we
no
have
news.
some news. I mean, I don't know
Well,
if you
right.
want
We
to
will.
share
Okay,
that.
just for full transparency, South by Southwest, South by Southwest EDU is the education focused branch of the South by Southwest conference that they have in Austin, Texas, every year in March. And we put forth a proposal to come with other number one companions.
No. Actually, no.
Other number one companions to navigating the post grad lifestyle
Right.
from their
Yes.
perspective.
Right.
And we were going to do something, I think that is not really talked about. We were going to actually have Gen Zers talk about what the Gen Z experience is post college and how it differs from previous generations, how it differs from just, maybe our near peers who are like late millennials, and are like 5 or so years older than we are. But South by Southwest has not given us the thumbs up yet. We have like a right now, and
like
for
a
those of
wait
you that
list.
are not, for those of you that are just listening, it's just the middle of the road thumb. It's not a thumbs up. It's not a thumbs down. It's just
Right.
a thumb. And hopefully by the time this releases, not hopefully, by the time this releases, we will have an answer. And if we do, you will see a live podcast episode somewhere in the mix. If we
Yes.
do not, don't say anything about this.
Right. If not, just pretend we never said this. This
Right.
is just part of the podcast. Anyways, so I guess I don't know if you want to start off, but do you have any updates?
I feel like you have the bigger updates. I was
Oh,
gonna say I feel like you have the bigger updates, but I'll go first because I'm the shorter. I have a shorter list. I am. Ooh. There's some things I can't say because I know when this is gonna get released, but I don't know what's gonna happen between now and the time it
But
gets
I mean,
released.
I guess like last time we were on
Yes.
the podcast, you
Last
were
time we were on the
employed still.
podcast, I was employed. Yes, I was employed. No,
May?
when we finished the podcast, I was employed. When the podcast started airing, I was employed.
Yeah,
When the
yes.
podcast started airing, I was
But
employed.
not when we recorded the first episode.
Right, but they're not when we
Right.
recorded them. So I don't know at what point I did I know definitely by the finale episode, but I can't remember where in the season.
Yeah.
Maybe around halfway is where I like we were scared. Like we were like I had a job and I was like we had to record these on the weekends because I had no more time during the week. But nonetheless, I'm still at the same job. I'm not detailing what that job is. If you want to know, you can go on my LinkedIn. But uh, other than that, I just live life. I am I don't know building out. I'm not even gonna say my personal brand, but I'm like diving back into my interests,
Mm-hmm.
which I was not doing a year ago.
Right.
Or earlier this year, I should say. I'm diving back into my interests. I'm going out, actually attending things that can move me closer to those interests. Um, if you follow me on the gram, you'll see what I kind of mean. My most recent post, it'll probably still be my most recent post when this airs.
If you don't take everything down randomly.
I won't take everything down. I won't take everything down. It'll still be there. It'll still be there. But that's pretty much all I got. Like I don't have you have all the updates. By the time we record the finale, hopefully I will have the same kind of updates.
Honestly, like I don't really think I have anything huge, but I mean I mean I think like I am similar to you, right? Like I think from a year ago I was not doing things that would push me forward in the way of my interests, but I guess I'm doing more of that now as well.
You are. And it
And
is
one
on
of
the
that
gram.
was moving out of my parents' house. Yes, yes, yes. Kind of
Wait, I don't know
getting.
if is she gonna like that I
It's
know your mom.
fine.
Is she gonna be okay with me clapping that hard?
Yeah, I think for every adult kind of coming out of college though, like it is a good move in the direction to just kind of
Right.
get your independence,
Your
kind of have
independence
your own
back.
space. Yeah,
Right. Your
independence
independence
back, right, right.
back.
And kind of start living life on your own, experiencing
Yeah.
life on your own. Like the
Right.
expenses are crazy, but we're out here. But yeah, just kind of experiencing
Do
life
you
in
want
a
to tell the
different way.
people? I heard you spent $10,000 to move. Is that true?
Wow, wow, he is playing you chat. Oh my gosh. Absolutely not. Not 10,000. 10 G's? Where am I getting that from? No.
She's rich, y'all. Don't let her confuse you. She's rich.
Uh, I'm working on it, like hopefully with like personal stuff, just kind of going back into my hobbies and interests. We can get there eventually, being that rich person. But yes, I am still a software engineer as well. And that's going great. I mean, it is what it is. It's a job.
Right.
It's paying the
Right.
bills. So I definitely appreciate it, and I'm still very blessed with the position that I have coming out of college. So nothing really there.
So I have a question.
What's going on?
What do you plan on doing with this wall?
This wall? Oh my gosh, it's supposed to be an anime wall, buddy.
I knew it. I knew it. I
It
knew
is.
it.
I have posters and stuff, but I am working on one space at a time in my apartment, and this is
Yes,
just not the room to go
I
with
get it.
next.
I get
So
it. I get it. But at
yeah,
least you're not echoing, so it must not be that empty.
yeah. No, I mean, it's pretty empty other than my desk. But like we're
Cause
working.
empty rooms you hear Brittany, Brittany,
Right.
Brittany.
Honestly, like if I had my other door open in here, it would be very echoey because I know when I close the door, like it echoes in here. But
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'll let you all know what the experience is like when I go for the housewarming, whenever the hell that's gonna be.
right. Oh my gosh. Guys, vote in the comments. Like, do you guys want us to have an in-person episode more than once this season? Because I know
Oh,
we're at least planning one, but
I don't know if we will be able to film at the housewarming. Are we gonna be drinking?
hey, like,
Because then I probably shouldn't be recording.
we'll see, we'll see.
Okay,
I mean, I'm sure you're gonna
you'll
be
know
here
if
more
it
than
was
one
at the.
day. Oh
I don't
wow,
think that.
you
I don't
said
think
no,
that.
it's
I
a
don't
fly
think
in,
that.
fly
I
out.
don't think. No, I don't think that negates my point. Will I be drinking? Absolutely.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Absolutely. So if you, maybe we'll do it, but that one will not be a video. If you see no video to accompany that episode, please know it's because I had on sunglasses, and
You can still record with sunglasses on. If you
I
see him
had
in
the mic in
sunglasses,
one. I had the mic in one hand, and I had a drink in the other one. And when Brittany was talking, I was sipping. Okay.
right? No, if you see him in sunglasses at all during the podcast, you know. You know he's trying to hide something in
Especially
those
if it's at
eyes.
night. Especially if it's at night when there's no reason.
Right. Ugh.
I'm giving away all my tales.
Right. Yeah, I guess I don't know if we want to kind of talk about
Yes.
what we think. I mean, we're almost 2 years out of college now.
Whoa. Okay, that's a stretch. We just hit a year and a half. We just
Yeah,
hit a year and a
well,
half.
yeah, I
We just
guess.
hit a year and a half. Our school had a homecoming. When we're filming this the week before Thanksgiving for
Mhm.
context. Our school had homecoming at the top of this month. I saw the people who went back.
I have a similar
It's not
feeling.
even about the people. It was more so about what they were
Right.
doing. I was like, I don't feel like I need to go
Yeah, I honestly
I
like
don't feel like I
for
need to go
me,
back.
it is the same, almost the same reason I didn't want to go back last year. I'm like, I feel still way too close to this.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it'll be like a reminiscent, like, oh my gosh, the happy old days, like
Right.
we were just
Right.
here. We were just here.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like the year is either moving a lot faster because it really feels like I was there a few months ago
Right.
still. So,
I mean, I feel really. I feel like, honey, I lived a lifetime since then.
I mean, yes
Yeah,
and no. I mean, I feel like it has not been as long as it's been, but yeah, it still has been kind of a long time at the same time.
yeah. I don't know, y'all. I just feel like the homecoming has to jump a little bit better for me to like want to spend all day on a plane to get from here to Memphis,
That's true.
because they still
Also,
haven't had enough direct flights.
yeah, I think we gotta find some new spots or something. The fact that they were going back to the same stomping grounds too,
Well,
I
you
was
know,
like,
I was never on that street when we were in college. I was never on that street. The only time I remember going to that street when we were going to what's that restaurant called? Itabena? Itabena. It's like on the corner of Bill Street, I think. I think.
I don't know
I
what you're
think.
talking about. I wasn't
Okay.
outside like that. I was stuck.
Honey, it's not a club, it's a restaurant.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I wasn't outside my dorm room for real, especially the last 2 years.
Okay, we'll roll with
But
that. We'll roll with that. Okay, perfect. Hey, let's roll with that. Okay, so anyway, let's get off this topic. If y'all's homecoming is lit, I don't know how many people that did not go to the same college as us listen, but if y'all went to a HBCU, invite me next year.
invite me. Listen,
Invite me next year.
I'm in the
We will do
Atlanta
a
area
live
still.
podcast. You will only be invited to co-host the live podcast if you're getting a Bachelor of Arts. If you're getting a Bachelor of Science, you're not welcome to co-host.
Excuse me? No, 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 no. False information. We'll get you right. Thank you for coming
Thank
on
you
as
for
a
the
co-host.
invitations in advance. God bless.
No, but in all seriousness though, like homecomings, please invite me. I'm in the Atlanta area still. I
Oh,
know we
that's
got Clark,
right.
we got Morehouse, we got Spelman,
Wait, do
we
you
got
not
Kennesaw.
go? You're Greek.
Right.
You want to go to Kennesaw?
Mm, maybe, perhaps, perhaps.
I wonder who's going to listen to this episode.
Um.
if
Wow. Yeah.
if one of my friends from that went to Kennesaw is listening and they know who they are, hit my DM.
Invite me and Jahari. So Jahari has an
Oh,
excuse
I
to
don't know if
come
I want to
visit.
go all the way to Kennesaw. I don't know if I want to go all the way to Kennesaw. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I want to stay in the AUC.
Well, I mean, I live closer to all the action now, so
I don't. Oh, you live close to the AUC,
I live
right?
closer to everything now. Let's be
Okay,
real.
right. Honey, she's rich. She's rich. Y'all know where
No,
she lives? She lives in McDonough.
McDonough. McDonough, right? Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Soon you'll be living in Sandy Springs. We ain't gonna be able to find you.
I mean, all I know is what was that video? That's not Atlanta.
Right.
You can't say that no more about me. That's all I
Right.
know. That's all
Right.
I
I'm gonna
know.
have to cut. Yeah. 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 You got lucky. You got lucky. It only took you 2 decades, but
Yeah, it took a minute, but
but now
we're
you
here
are
now.
Atlanta. You are Atlanta. But anyway, we are really rambling, honey. We have gone completely off course from what we planned to discuss. So, as you like I said, we're filming this the week before Thanksgiving, so that means the
Hmm.
election has happened.
It has.
I don't really want to talk about the election, like
I
in
don't.
terms of the. outcomes or the happenings and the shortcomings. I don't really care to talk about all that.
Mm-hmm.
I am interested in like what the next generation, and it's not even next generation, it's really the next few years
Yeah.
of college goers are going to experience um, under the next administration's presumable policy stances and positions. Um, because we talk a lot on this podcast, I think about like mental and social emotional health.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that is going to be, for you all, right, a very different experience if you're not yet in college and going into college over the next, specifically maybe 2 or 3 years. And then maybe after that, for sure, depending on how, like, what's legislated. But we talk a lot about mental and social emotional health, and I think that some of the changes that they will make, some of the rollbacks that they'll do, will be detrimental to that like healthy state of mind, because of what they plan to eliminate and uh, what they plan to eliminate and what they plan to destabilize about like the college experience.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, like, even rolling off of that, just like in a workplace perspective, right? It's like
mm,
for us coming out of the pandemic, mental health and well being was very well highlighted, I think, um, and kind of increased awareness and discussions about work life balance, kind of like
mm,
allowing more remote work, kind of, made, less stressful environments for people. But now, even now, we're going out of, you know, that flexibility. Like most people are going back into the workplace. You're seeing people, go 2, 3 days into the office again, um, and kind of those reduced options, along with, kind of the administration changes. Like I'm interested to see. It's definitely going to be a lot different than how we left college.
yeah.
And I don't know if it's going to affect them in this like next year, but like definitely like 2 years, 3 years from now,
Yes,
you'll
I think
definitely
what
see those
I think
effects.
the effect won't be so much college. It will be their post grad lifestyle. It will be depending on policies around like loans, policies around like um, workplace benefits. If you plan on going into, some branch of the federal government, what is
Right.
that going to look like? Like there are reverberations and there are consequences to this. I don't want to dwell on it, but I think one of the responsibilities of the podcast who are claiming to won our title of the number one companion to the post grad lifestyle will have to report on the changes. We'll have to discuss the changes.
Hmm.
Um, and I have to put this degree to work, so I will be reporting on the changes. I will be paying
Right.
close attention for the purposes of this podcast. So if you are someone who cares about the news, who cares about the effects of the administration on your higher ed and not post secondary, Lord have mercy, post grad
Yeah.
experience, you will find that here, but only for 10 minutes.
I'm
We
done.
will not be spending the whole episode talking about that.
I'm done. Yeah. I mean, what do you think about kind of the competitiveness of like the market just coming out of college? Do you think that's going to change? Or
No, I think it'll get worse. I
I
think it'll get
agree.
worse.
I agree, yeah.
I think it'll get worse. I think it's more so because of, well, one, right now, there's a lot of people looking for jobs. There's a whole administration's worth of people looking for
I mean,
jobs.
there's still like mass layoffs happening
Yeah.
across a lot of companies. So
So
it's
there's hell to see.
it'll definitely be an adjustment period, I think.
Hey everyone, it's Brittany. If you made it this far into the podcast video, I just wanted to take the time and thank you for watching. And don't forget to click that bell icon, like, comment, and subscribe. Now back to the video.
I think people just aren't making money. And I don't feel like they want to say that. They're not making enough money to keep all the people that they previously hired. So they get rid of people. Or, I mean, more selfishly, they might be seeing not enough money to claim as profit. And they want to be able to claim bigger profit margins in order to increase investment.
Mm.
I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities there. There's a lot of possibilities there because sometimes it's not always we can't afford you. Sometimes we don't want to afford you.
Fair enough.
And it's just like a that kind of move. We would
I
like to
mean,
report. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I think that is something like at least Gen Z does know. Like, they know where they're wanted, and they
yeah.
will adjust and leave according to that. So that is definitely something like I don't think people have to worry about, but I do think like being versatile in like any role that you're going into like is definitely more needed now. Like you can't just be a one trick pony, I guess.
Mm,
Because it's like organization of like the corporate spaces change so often. It's like you have to be able to do more than
right.
what you know.
You know what's interesting about you don't go to Afrotech, do you?
You said what?
Afrotech.
No.
I'm like it's up your alley. I'm like it's like actually squarely for people like you.
Hmm.
But Afrotech, is like the like conference with Black people in technology, and others. But because I mean I think people go there to like get married or try to. But that's like a whole nother conversation. But I saw this tweet that was like they should because I want to say I can't remember the exact dates. Hold on, but it was sometime after the election because the tweet that I saw said namely that Afrotech should like cancel what they were already having lined up. Okay, it was November 13th to the 16th. So it was just it just ended a couple of days ago from when we're recording. We're recording and it started like a week before we're actually recording. But nonetheless, people said someone, not people, someone said they should delete all their programming because they're like a conference for business professionals, Black professionals, and talk about how the next administration or the next era of politics will impact their professional journey.
Hmm.
And people were acting a little dense and like, what do you think is going to actually happen? Like, it can't get that bad. And I'm like, there
Right.
won't be any more trips to Dubai. There won't be any more trips to Dubai. There will not be any more trips to Puerto Rico. Even though well, we don't have to get into that. I could go
Right.
like a long way with that,
No.
but I'm just saying, like ostensive, like put it simple, like the lifestyle that being a Black professional, either whether people perform it or they actually live it, the lifestyle that they choose to emulate will not be available.
Hmm.
Will not be available. We were just talking about market pressures, market forces, layoffs, like profit, like you are the expense. And so you will have to relieve yourself of a few expenses to be able to survive. And I don't think that people want to grapple with that, but I do think we're going to see like a new era of professional life because of it. Um, I worry being in the nonprofit industry if they're going to like shut down the organization like just because. But that's like a
Right, just because
whole
they
nother
can, yeah.
conversation, like just because they can.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just I'm like I think people are soft walking the moment, like they're soft walking the moment because the like mental space is on blame. The mental space is on like who's responsible for the change of the guard, who's responsible for this administration coming in, and it's really the wrong question to be asking. Still,
Hmm.
I'll give you 2 days. You get 48 hours to talk about that. After that, you need to get serious about what life is next. Because I think everybody thinks it's going to be like the first time, and it's not going to be like the first time. But this is not a political podcast, so we will be cutting the conversation.
Right. Cutting conversation here. I think it is interesting that you brought up just like the expo in general. Like, are there any like professional workshops that you've taken part of to just kind of like improve yourself? I don't know.
That's a good question because I feel like I have not invested in my professional development, which is on my part like stupid.
It's
Because
not stupid. You just haven't maybe
I mean
found the
because
right
your
opportunity
workplace,
for you yet.
your workplace pays for it.
Mhm.
But the also thing is like commitment. I don't want to enroll in anything that I'm not actually going to have the time to complete.
That is valid.
So
Yeah.
if they tell me, there's one, like for instance, we take sexual harassment training at work.
Yes,
That takes 90 minutes.
it does.
I have to block off an
Right.
hour and a half to sit at the computer
Hmm.
and work through a training.
Do y'all
So
have the
imagine,
workday trainings as well, or is it?
honey, Thank God it's not work day. Thank God
Yeah,
it's not work day.
we gotta stop
Oh
that.
my God. We
Yeah.
work. I can't say that actually. I can't say that. We might Workday sponsor us, and we will give you
Right. I mean, I'm
unsolicited
sorry.
user experience
You guys
data.
have great modules.
Right, exactly. So we will be. So like I look and I'm like, if it's four, like a set of four courses in a module, I mean in a series, I'm like, when am I going to find the time to do this? Quite frankly, did I already take PTO for this day? And like, what is my time commitment going to look like, right? Because there are times where in my line of work in communications, I will literally get a message that says, "Hey, we have a problem. I need to talk to you in an hour."
Mm,
And like that hour could be my professional development time, and now that has to move. And depending
right.
on what the emergency is, it might have to move a couple of times. So, yeah, I think I do want to look like I do want to in 2025. One of my goals is to do at least one, primarily probably in like project management, and get familiar with those systems like formally. Like agile, waterfall, like I
Yeah.
think that's what it's called, waterfall. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Welcome to
Um,
MySpace. Just kidding.
what? Right. Matter of fact, when they release the LinkedIn course for Blue Sky, I will be enrolling.
Oh wow.
Are you
Yeah.
on Blue Sky?
No, no. But
Are
I
Are you even on Twitter?
X. No, I'm not. I have an account. I'm not on there for real.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
You're right. Right. So.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think like for me, like I've enrolled in like kind of professional development um, outside of the company. I mean, I think
Mhm.
like I do the programs that the company provides as well. Um, but yeah, it is what you say, like especially when you're in a volatile kind of environment where it's like I don't know like what message I'm gonna get on email today.
Right.
I think that's kind of like coming back to MySpace as well. Like I think I've had a break from it, but we're about to be in piloting again for my app. So I'm like, I don't know what that's
Why do
gonna
you keep
be like.
saying MySpace? Are you redeveloping MySpace?
No, I'm just saying like my work environment, I guess.
Oh, my space, like my space,
Yeah,
not like MySpace. Okay,
not
I was like,
MySpace.
wait.
No,
I was like, because I
MySpace
was
is
thinking about
coming
the
back,
company.
guys. Okay.
I was about to say, I was thinking about the company you work for. I'm like, why the heck would they be interested in rebooting MySpace? Like, what is the purpose? So basically, to wrap this episode up, we've been talking a lot about a lot of things. But I think this season, what we're trying to do, we're in a new era of our own lives. I think most of the episodes that you hear will be recorded in 2025, um, and it will be almost it'll be over a year and a half, over 18 months, between 18 and 24 months since we graduated college. So I think we're entering into a new era of our professional life. Oh, wait, I got an update. Oh my God. Okay, so for the people, if you are listening and you are in public relations, communications, that like realm of the world, I am on the leadership now of the PR Habitat, which is a digital membership community for people in that space. So follow us on Instagram, follow us on LinkedIn. If you're in the, or if you know somebody in that space, tell them to join. We
That's awesome.
are very, very deep. We are on our way to 10K followers on LinkedIn in
Wow,
under 6 months. Yes, huge
awesome,
growth. So
huge.
keep pushing us. Keep pushing us. We are not on TikTok. We will never be on TikTok. We
That's a professional
right.
social
This is
media
a
versus
right exactly LinkedIn, Instagram.
right.
Also, if you really care, actually, this episode will not be out, so never mind. I can't say it. But by the time this episode airs, I will have done a takeover like we used to do back in BSA.
Oh wow.
I will be
That was
doing
like
a takeover
right.
in December, but you all may not see it. You may not see it. I don't know. Because this episode will not have come out. But still follow the page. We have very exciting initiatives coming. And we want you to tap in.
Yeah, that's amazing. Congrats on being on
Yes.
the board and stuff, you know. Look at you. Yes, yes, sir.
Right. Right. Exactly.
The
Exactly.
degree's paying off, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, my degree isn't even in that field. So.
It doesn't matter. My degree is not in the field I'm in either. Let's
Right.
not forget.
Right.
Like,
In a year, my degree might be criminalized. Okay, this is not the oppression Olympics. Okay, good night.
wait, I do have a quick question because I
Uh
was
huh.
just doing this the other day. I was redoing my resume
Uh huh.
just on principle of, even if you're just implying to different roles internally, you need to have a resume.
Right.
That adjustment from college resume to this resume was very different for me. Like, I don't know if you've looked at that, but
I mean, my resume has kind of been so like okay. So my resume format is like it's my name, it's my email. I mean, sorry, it's my yeah, my name,
contact, yeah.
and then my contact. But my contact is like my email and my LinkedIn.
Yeah. Same here. And phone number, I think.
And I actually had to do it because somebody told me, like, they actually found me on LinkedIn and said, we wanted to interview you for this job, but we didn't have your contact information, which was weird to me because I think in any ATS, they ask you for your email. So I was kind of
Right.
like, how did you not have any contact information? But nonetheless, they didn't. So that's what made me put the email, like, in the header, like, at the top, at the very tip top. So, like, it goes that and then the experience. But I only use the last 4 years currently.
Mm.
And then I put, like, sometimes I'll put my degree. Some of my resumes have like my degree in it and then like my classification. And then um some have just the name of the college and the like Bachelor of Arts.
Okay.
But none, uh all that to say, I have only updated it to reflect the changing nature of my current job.
That makes
Uh
sense.
yes, my
I
current
think
job.
it's interesting, like maybe we can delve into this in another episode, just like the differences on like what resumes should look like depending on what space you're in. Because
Mm,
like I don't know. Like I mean like
yes.
I didn't adjust my resume like too much because I was going into the space to begin with, but it was like
Hmm.
just knowing what they are looking for in particular was definitely
Yeah.
something that like I guess I didn't really consider.
Yes, I don't think I really can. Do you mean like keywords, like that kind of thing?
Yeah, and just
Yeah,
like
okay.
kind of what they want to see in different sections, right? Because like your
Right.
personal experience section looks a lot different than mine, probably. I'm
Well,
just
it's
assuming.
gone. Well, it's gone.
Well, yeah,
It
but it's
doesn't even
like
matter because it's gone
like
now.
I have a project section, right? And like I have to
Mm,
explain like kind of what stuff I've been working on there.
right.
And it's just
Which is
like
similar to
just
us. Yeah.
okay.
Priscilla would probably tell you she probably has. Sorry, not to bring Priscilla up because she's not here. But like for in our like, I mean, she's in marketing. I'm in
Hmm.
communications, which are like tangential and often like blurred like fields. But like portfolios are really important. So like
Hmm.
as a writer, as like a communication person who specializes more so in like written communication, things like that, my portfolio looks different. Like a lot of it's like, here's an op-ed I wrote on behalf of somebody. Here is the blog that I wrote. Here is the newsletter that I wrote. Whereas hers might be, here's the social media graphic that I created, or here's the video reel that I have, right? Like that kind of thing. And I have not done a good job of putting that on my resume. So like when I think about my resume 2.0, that is what would be there. Like I would probably house it on Google Drive just to keep it simple because I don't feel like paying
Yeah.
for a website, like a website build. I don't have time to build the website. Sorry, no shade, but um, yeah, I like yes, I need to beef it up more to actually put artifacts of the work that I'm doing.
Right.
And I should have been better about that before now, but like especially now, it is extremely important in the more competitive job market.
Yes. Yes, and I think that that can be a topic for another day, but we are
Yes.
going into I guess wrapping up right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe.
That's
If
right.
you're on YouTube, I mean, if you're on Spotify, follow us. If you follow us on
Yes.
Instagram, please do. Interact
That's
with
right.
us. We'll probably get some questions from you guys and start answering that down the line as well. So,
Yes. We have an exciting new segment that will be coming in the second half of the
yes.
season. So be prepared.
Yes,
Be prepared.
yes, yes. I'm excited for all the things that we have in store this season. And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys next time.